we are on the draw because we lost the roll. As you know, I'm keeping this. I got some morphs to do. I've been playing 18 lands. I'm drawn first, and I got power in the hand. Let's see how aggressive my opponent is. My opponent did mole, it would seem, and plays a swamp. Alright, and we got our third land online. In this case, I get to decide which morph do I want to start. Right now, of course, the Rider is the most relevant for waiting. Love that we now have double red. If my opponent doesn't do anything, stuck on black, I might just play another land out. No, opponent has a morph. I think I'm just going to play the Canyon Lurkers. I like the Monastery Flock for the most... actually, now that I drew this crane technique, I'll play the Monastery Flock as a morph, and I'll do a block here. Again, even though I just want to be able to keep blockers away, I'd still happily do a trade, and my opponent only on black, also only with this morph around. I'll do the trade all day. That's my goal. And it was a Sage Eye Harrier. Isn't fantastic, but evasion I have a little bit of problem with. Try everyone discards 2 cards. Put the top 2 cards you grab in your... Okay, which 2 cards am I ditching? Definitely the Lurkers. I need lands still, and I definitely want to keep the Ash Cloud Phoenix. I'm the farthest away from the Riders. Flying Crane Technique, though, is such a strong, powerful win condition. I definitely want to keep it. And right now, Master of the Way isn't doing a whole lot. Now, I think it's Lurkers and Snowhorn Rider. I have a turn 4 creature to be putting pressure. Master of the Way will remove and draw me into more action. Opponent's got to be scared of those two. Like, absolutely has to be. Opponent just plays a secret. Oh, I should have played my Phoenix. I didn't even realize I drew a Plains. Well, that was annoying. Still. Made the mistake. Time to pass the turn. And maybe I just was planning on that, so the Master can take out a Mardu Hateblade. Okay, no, that's not going to happen. No way. Ooh, Sage Eye Harrier. What do I have in my deck? Nothing, but it will take a Master of the Way back. So that's kind of nice. So maybe just kill the Mardu Hateblade, which has to take something anyway. No. We're going to develop the board. Of course. No. Hold on. Let's click appropriately, shall we? Could get a removal spell here. But remember, it takes 2. It takes 2 removal spells. And I will win the 4-1 race quite often. Especially with the Flying Crane Technique. Back up. Alright, so I'm missing black mana. Just a heads up. I'm aware of it. And my opponent scoops. Interesting. And I don't see any cards here. That's odd. What just happened? I don't know. Let's see if... Was that a glitch? I don't want to ask my opponent, because if that wasn't a glitch, that'd be really rude if my opponent just kind of like chose to scoop and not show me other cards. Because that's certainly legitimate. And or maybe my opponent was tilted, so I don't want to ask. But it's just... The reason why I'm asking is because all of those cards then like just disappeared off the battlefield, which is odd. Yeah, keeping the deck like I did before. I don't want to bring a Singing Bell Strike. I have plenty of early game against my opponent. My opponent could have a pretty aggressive build. We just saw some morphs in the... I mean, it is a black-white possible deck, but I think we're pretty well set up for that. Plenty of morphs. These 3 2-drops to start. The only real question is, like, did I want to ditch, like, a Sultai Scavenger? But I like flying against the black-white deck, so... Submitting. Arc Lightning will be really good, too. Alright, let's see if my opponent's actually here. Yep, my opponent's here. Alright, so I just did a scoop. Here, another hard decision. We have 4 colors of mana and a couple of powerful spells, including some morphs. So we'll keep. Again, we are on the draw, so we should pretty easily be able to handle our 3rd land drop, which we just got fantastically. As always, or not as always, but like last time, I'll lead off with the Weapon Master as the guy that I'm willing to make more of a trade with in my morph, and then hopefully the Glacial Stalker will more be my my 6-drop, but it might be just the second 3-drop. We'll see what else I get here. Another morph. Attacking for Uno. Yes, yes, yes. That happens. I do want to get a morph down. I do want to offer a trade here. Because as always, the name of the game is Stay Alive. Opponent. Is this a flip on a Harrier? No. Some death touch action. Okay. Right now I'm only getting one from this guy, so it's not the end of the world. But I'm definitely the control deck. I definitely want to be staying alive here. Ooh, debilitating injury. Would have changed my play last turn. Looks like I just am going to be taking 3 damage this turn. Which means, yeah, I guess we are just going ahead and rocking out another morph. Just to progress the board. Not too worried about 3 damage, but it can start getting out of hand if I'm not able to clean up what's happening here. My opponent wants to play around, possibly removing revealing a red or a black or green card, or just wants to outlast the Nightblade. Giving me time to get a little bit of board presence here is fantastic. Alright, so I'll probably just injury that morph. We also have Murderous Cut online very soon, but in the meantime, it's Stay Alive time. Kill that guy. Which one is it? War Behemoth. Alright, that's cool. And I think I will just attack for 2. Because I'm not blocking. Three more cards in the yard allows me to dead drop. Excuse me, 4 more cards in the yard. Would love to just draw an untapped land to use a Master of the Way to take out like the Elk Blade or something. Because now there's a bit of pressure happening by now. It's not quite an untapped land. 4, 5. I think I should play a Scavenger. It sucks. But the Murderous Cut, I can still just cast next turn, hard cast, and then Dead Drop will wait to clean up the game a little bit later. Still taking 4, though. Master of the Way, though, is going to kill the Merrill Nightblade if my opponent doesn't outlast it. If not, I'll have to use a Murderous Cut. Ooh, Rush of Battle. Alright, we take a lot of damage. 10, 11, 12, 13. Puts me down to 3. Can I afford to be at 3? That is the question. My opponent can first strike, death touch, so that means I'm going to have to do a double block here, and they trade. It's a 2-for-1, which sucks, but at least it keeps me alive, and I do have ways to get back in this. But ouch. It is a powerful spell, though, must admit. Alrighty. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Down to 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we do? I think I just need to clear the board of the threat, so I think it's Master of the Way right now. Gain a life, that's good. We're only taking 1 damage now. My opponent has 2 cards in hand. We have powerful spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 untapped land. Gosh, I guess that enables my dead drop. Ugh. Well, I'm definitely keeping dead drop alive. And I think I need to keep like a rider around. So I have to get rid of Murderous Cut. Which seems so ridiculous. Everyone's, what? What do you have in your hand? Dead drop. That's what I have. Sure, keep your dude. That keeps my dead drop active. Bloodfire Mentor. I wish I had that guy to discard last turn. No, we're just hardcore casting you, my friend. This guy gets to block for days. I'll fire off the dead drop next turn because I assume this is a creature. Ride the Serpent? Nope. Alright. Opponent attacks in for 2. Still have a blocker. Keeping the Tranquil Cove not only for discard, but in case there's, you know, like another Rashaka secret or something. I guess that doesn't matter in this moment, but in the future. Yeah, I'm never going to have cards to discard to it. Opponent just wants to Outlast, maybe play around the dead drop that is pretty clearly in my hand. I'd do that. I'm still just going to go ahead and, oh wait. Well, yeah, I'm not playing the dead drop right now. Oh! Oh! Whoo! That was a mistake. Well, that's annoying. I'm still going to loot, though. Not really what I want. Oh, I'll still get rid of that guy, so that's fine. And then, yeah, I'll play the Monastery Flock. I actually do want a lot of defense still. Hold on. Sorry. I just want to cast you. I just want a butt. That's all I want. Big old butt. Mardu Hateblade. Sure, my opponent's playing around. Dead drop. Still, we'll clear the board. We have a looter. Opponent has 1 card. It could be a bomb. But we have Flying Crane Technique. And I can attack for 0 damage. Let's loot. Canyon Lurkers. Oh, we'll actually play that this turn. That's fine. Does that mean I ditch Flying Crane Technique? I think it does mean that. Opponent's got to be confused by that play. Next turn we can dead drop and attack for 2. Gosh, another Rush of Battle? Alright, opponent gains tons of life. Blocking here. Do I just... Yeah, I keep my Morph alive for sure. There's nothing that can do an extra 5 damage, so that's fine. Or is there? Defiant Strike? You're just trying to pound that through. So my opponent's out of cards. My opponent just drew that. So dead drop should be fine here. Another Disowned Ancestor will take forever to build up, but these 2 can go away. I still have blocks for this guy, and now I have a Mantis. So great. That's just fantastic. Targeting you. Paying 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dunzo. Kind of keeps the 4/8. That's fine by me. I need to keep both guys back for block. Oh no, because the Mantis will be back for blocks. Phone's at 36 though, so I do have to be aware of time. Because if I can't get myself out of this, I mean, it's going to take a while for me to get out of this. Sure, 8 a turn is going to do a lot, but my opponent gets to outlast this guy next turn. I need to get in one of my removal spells again. I'm easily F6'd for time. Buvak, we're going to go ahead and discard next turn. Attack with both. Is that correct? No, because I need to keep back a second dude for a possible removal spell. See? That's why. So we'll do a block plus a loot. Something awesome. Arc Lightning. That's not awesome. So we'll pass the turn with the chump. Still have some draws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I can get Murderous Cut back. I'll play my life. I think this is going to go to game 3, though, which is a bummer. I feel like I had this. Might have needed to fire off that dead drop earlier. Now that I know my opponent has 2 of those warrior guys. Definitely just want to be clearing the board any chance I get. Big boy? Big boy. Not lethal big boy. Still have outs. That's not it. I'll concede due to time. Okay. Kind of more interested in this Singing Bell Strike now. Dead drop, though, is going to be very good against my opponent. I like all my trades. Do want to continue to do the trade thing. No, I still have a lot of early game, though. It's more about just making sure that I do trade early to get cards off the table. And actually, Singing Bell Strike doesn't really do that, because I could add to the alpha with, like, end step, untap, and still have another creature attacking it. Whereas all my other things tend to actually trade or remove, so I'm going to keep it this way. I am going to go ahead and play first, because my opponent has enough of an aggressive start. I mean, that's an issue. 1, 2, 3. We've got a Morph, we got Murderous Cut, we got Ashfin. Yeah, we're keeping this for sure. Running Mastodon is nice. Comes a Hate Blade, which is probably just going to take the Canyon Lurkers. Well, I do have an Ashcloud Phoenix. Maybe I wait. Still, we just want creatures off the table. That's the primary goal. Doesn't matter what creature it is. Tradesies, and I need to just give you value as much as I can. We'll do the Mastodon. Because again, we get to play our morphs. Offer some tradesies. I do not want my opponent to have creatures. That's the only thing. Opponent attacks for both. Still willing to block. The less creatures my opponent has, the less my opponent can do to kill me. Still worried about like Rashaka's Secret or something. I don't think I can not play my Stalker next turn because I fall behind on the board. Ooh, that's great. I can not play it. I do want to get the land out. But then we'll just go ahead and Debilitating Injury that morph. 1-for-1s do benefit me. Although the Rashaka's Secret, man, that can totally get me. I keep the Ash Phoenix around, but then there goes Murderous Cut. Another morph. Playing the attrition game a little bit. It's okay, since we get the Phoenix next turn, which should get 2 cards out of hand. We're actually at 5 mana. Can't quite have the Murderous Cut available. Still, we're playing our dude. Still, we'll trade it off with the morph, even though there could be a morph and then a removal spell. Again, 2 cards on my opponent's hand, taking creatures off the board. Just want to wait for my deck to value out. And really, again, any creature, I'm down for that. Krumar Bondkin. My guy comes back. I assume there's a removal spell. Otherwise, I don't see why else my opponent would have done that. Which is the correct answer to the Ashcloud Phoenix. You just got to deal with it. You just got to. Yep, there goes. So I got a pre-removal spell and a creature, which is really key against my opponent here. And now for 5. Am I just going to block the Mardu Hateblade? No, because this one I can stay away, and the Glacial Stalker does a lot more against other cards. So we'll just cast it for full value here. could have been right to play it as a morph to play around with Shaka's Secret so I can keep Murderous Cut castable. Yeah, I think I might have wanted to do that. Wait for an opportune moment to get that guy down. But at worst, my opponent can hit me for 3, and I still get to, like, Murderous Cut my opponent's next play, attack in for 4. I should start getting some value somewhere from something. This is a warrior, so I do want to kill it. Do I want to be aggressive, though, attack for 4? I'm not the aggressor here. So maybe I'll wait and see if my opponent wants to fire off one of the warrior things, and we'll end of turn Murderous Cut. I'm happy to take 1 a turn from this Hate Blade until I get down to like 10 life. Rite of the Serpent. Alright, there goes my dude. I'll take 2, actually. I don't mind that. My graveyard's fueled, so I have a swamp, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, so most things I draw I can still play. But now my opponent is sort of valued into having a bunch of pingers. I think the Murderous Cut should be able to do some work against what my opponent's game plan is. Hopefully get a 2-for-1 at some point. I can take 2 for a while. Yeah, this is definitely getting Murderous Cut. I don't want my opponent to draw a card. 2-for-1's a 2-for-1 still, and it saves me life. I do have a nice collection of value. Ooh, this is going to be a bit of an issue eventually. Yay, Sultai Soothsayer! Value! Love the value. I have a black in hand if I need it. Ooh, Flying Crane Technique, free with Dead Drop. I like it. Other cards are good too. But like I said, I just want creatures gone. Can I cast that right now? I can cast that right now. Let's cast it right now. Alright, and my opponent's top decking, I have a 2-5, and powerful draws. So my opponent gets something powerful. Sage Eye Hair, not so powerful. Nor is my Blossoming Sands, but for now we're okay. Do need to draw something. I'm low on time compared to my opponent, but this is the last game anyway, so we should be okay. Let's see if my opponent has another bit of action. Yes. Alright. Opponent gets to keep drawing. Hey, that'll be good. That should really help win the game. Gonna continue just to trade off dudes, even though it sucks to get this guy with this guy, but eventually the Hate Blue's gonna do something. And if I get low enough in life, like this guy is gonna pound me for 3 life and life, 3 life to me plus life totals, so such is the world. And my opponent doesn't have anything right now, so we're just gonna rely on our Bloodfire Mentor to make dreams come true. Ooh, that's nice. First, let's go ahead and loot. Since my opponent doesn't have hasty creatures. Okay, we'll ditch this guy. Do I not have... Oh, I didn't even realize I don't have white mana. Holy hell. That's the second huge mistake that's going to really hurt me in this game. Well, for now, F6ing. Wow, I just assumed I had all my mana, and I just ditched my white source. And Warren of the Eye is exactly what I need to get back in this game. It's going to be like last time, where like I'm just dying to find a white source. Do I 2-for myself here? No, I can't be doing that. I'm just going to keep getting value. I can still take 1 or 3 a turn for my opponent. But I might just want to start debilitating injuries soon enough. Master of the Way. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I'd have to wait 1 more turn. So I'll do 4 to it. But it's so tempting to draw a card off of it. I'll wait. This is a patient game. And we drew the planes, which is fantastic. Yay! We get our planes down. Can't quite do anything relevant. We'll go ahead and do this guy. And I don't need a second planes, I guess, so still, we'll ditch that guy. F6. Alright, feeling good based on what we have here. Just gotta loot through. I gotta be careful on what kind of loots I have. What do I want back? Maybe a master? I think I just want murderous cut. Because I have plenty of removal now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get murderous cut, which is castable. Pay red? Did I not pay red? Come on. You. Red, blue, white. 1, 2. Because this way I can cast murderous cut right away. And we can start bashing through. Oops. Well, I guess I did too much. Whatever. Okay. Scavenger's nice. I think that'll end up doing it for our looting. I think this will give us enough of a board presence to start making the dreams come true. As I fumble through casting everything. There we go. And 2 removal spells. They can't deal with the O5s, but with enough of the board presence here, it's going to be hard for my opponent to do enough to get into it. I'm just going to hang on to everything at this point. There's no need to do anything else. I assume that's it. Got lethal on the board. Yeah. And that's that. Cool beans. Yeah, 5-color decking. So that's kind of been like the hot deck this week. I'm curious to see how much longer it becomes a viable strategy. The fact that I know about it means I learned it from other people. Like I was, limited resources. If anyone knows me, I'm a disciple of that podcast. If you watch like Numat the Nummy streaming, or if you pay attention to the Pro Tour coverage with like Ari Lax, those were the decks that he drafted on his way to the top. So it's pretty well known that this exists if you just like prioritize tons of fixing, and then you get, as you see, all the power level you want. But that's the metagame right now where the fixing's available. As we continue to know that this is a deck, more and more people are going to be trying for it, which means you're not going to have the requisite fixing to get there. So I anticipate in a week or two the metagame shifting a little bit to where you want to go back to the 2-color base deck with like a 3rd light splash or something. But for now, while you can, get those 5 colors on. It's super fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. Again, I'm Ryan from Mana Bluff. Comment, subscribe, and like on YouTube, which is where I think most of you watch this stuff. I try to respond. I'm a little behind right now. But if you comment on manabluff.com, the actual website, I promise to respond. That's my mini incentive to have you guys interact on the site. Or just find me on Twitter, __RGH__. Say hey. Always nice to have a magic chat. It's my pleasure recording. I hope it's your pleasure viewing a little bit. Yay. See you next Friday.